Hey loves, you're welcome to yet another tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to cut this pant, to sew it, and also to make this headband that you can see in this tutorial. So it's a very long tutorial. Please sit back and watch. Don't also forget to subscribe to my channel. Let's go to the tutorial now. To get the exact measurement for cutting, you will need your biggest part of your body, which you're cutting this trouser, which happens to be your hip. For this, we are working with hip 45.5 for this hip, which is our biggest part of our. So we're going to divide this 45.5 divided by 4. I'll join this, don't worry. 45.5 divided by 4 is 11.375, which approximately we can approximate it to, let's say, 11.5. Let's approximate it to 11.5. Then to get for the crotch depth, so we're going to calculate the largest part of the crotch depth. We're going to divide this 11.5 divided by 4 again, which will give us 2.875. If you divide it by 4, to give you this 2.875, we'll add 2 inches to this. It will give us 4.875 approximately. We'll approximate it to 5. So let's add 11.5 plus this 5, which will be like 16.5. So you know what you are going to do for your measurement. So when folding the fabric, I'll be folding the fabric in 16.5, because all the allowance I need to do, I would add it to the fabric. You can make yours bigger, maybe for the back. If you can do the front to be this 60.5, you can make the back like 18. So that for this fabric, what we have here is 2-inch plus. So let me fold the fabric and show you what it looks like. The starting line. Now for the starting line, I'll be taking 1/2 inch for the starting line, which will serve as my joining face, my joining allowance to join the up to the band. So I'm cutting on the floor today because my table is not that long to contain the length of the pants I want to cut. So this is it. The next thing you are going to measure is at this point. At this point, you take 1.5 inch here and you mark, and at this, from this 1.5 inch, you mark your waist divided by 4. You mark. You take, depending on your allowance, you can take 2 inch, you can take 1 inch. I'm taking 2 inch. So from this point, I'll mark here. I'll go down. From this point, I'll mark my crotch depth. So for my crotch depth, if you don't know your crotch depth for measurement, all you need to do is to divide your waist, is to measure your waist to your hip and add 2-inch allowance. So for my measurement, since I want to take this, I'll first take out 1.5, which will serve as my band, and then I will not measure the length of the crotch. So because my pant is a really high waist pant, so my waist to my hip is, I use 11 for my waist to my hip, so I'll make it for the crotch 13. And then I rule out this line. Also for this point, I'll rule this point to meet this, which will serve as our crotch line. As you can see, what I have here is 3-inch allowance. when I divided my hip divided by 4, I got this 2.875, which is approximately 3 inch, which serves this point for this, for the curve of the crotch side for the front. So from this line here, this particular line, I will take backward hip measurement, which is this, which is the hip measurement, and then I will leave this for the allowance. I will mark this to meet this allowance here, because we'll be taking out that measurement, which would actually take out some of these inches. So marking this to meet this. Mind you, my fabric is a little bit stretchy, so it's a little bit stretchy. So for this point, measure 3, or let me take the 2.875 and mark here, and then I curve it to meet this line here. So what I'm going to do is, this particular measurement, I'm going to divide it by 2. So you mark from here to the end, and then you put it, you mark here. The next measurement you are going to take is, you take your waist to your knee, waist to knee, by taking out the 1.5. Don't forget to take out the 1.5. The waist to the knee for this measurement, this is 24. So waist to knee for this measurement is 24. So mark here 24. Waist to the length of this is 45. It's 45, but I'm going to add 1.5 inch to folding, or let me do it 2 inch to folding, or the length of it. Then coming down from this point, which is 13 plus 4 is 17. We'll mark 17 here, which will serve as our thigh measurement. So your thigh is from your crotch, you can measure 4 inches down for the thigh. Then you rule this line. We'll measure this distance here, which is like 7.6. We'll take out that measurement, mark, go down, and then you rule the line. Like I said, this fabric is a very delicate one. It's shaky, so you have to be careful. So for the thigh measurement, the thigh is 26. If you divide 26 into 2, that is 13. If you are from that 13 inches, you will take a particular measurement to this side and a particular measurement to this side. So we have the 13. 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. So we'll take 6.5 to this point and add half an inch allowance for joining. We'll take the same thing here, 6.5 plus half an inch allowance for joining. For the knee measurement, which is this line, the round knee is 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. So for 9, we'll take, at this point, we'll take 4.5 plus a half inch, which is 5. We'll do the same measurement here. We'll also take this same measurement that we have taken here, we'll replicate it here too. Now we want to connect this. We'll connect this straight. We'll connect this also straight. So I've connected this one straight. Then to connect this to this, you do the same thing here. You blend it. You also blend this one. And then from here, you connect it to meet this measurement. From here, connect it to meet this measurement. So this is going to be for the front. I'll place this on another fabric to cut the back, and let's go again to cut the back. So for the back, this 2 inch which you have here, which is this, you just extend it up. I left some allowance up, so you extend it up to this point, and then you mark the edge of this. Why? After placing it, you mark the edge of this. After placing it, you mark the edge of this. Extend this 2 inch upward, because we'll be taking 2 inch from this side and we'll be adding a 2 inch here. So we'll go ahead and add for the back. We'll go ahead and add that 2 inch we have taken from the front. We'll add it at the back. We'll come to the hip side. We'll add that 2 inch and we'll mark it. Then we'll go ahead to connect it. We'll connect it like a curve so that it's not, and then this edge will rule a line because this is the extra inch that we added. So which is this 2 inch, rule a line for the inch and we'll mark here for the 2 inch. So what we're going to do at this crotch side for the back is we're going to take it out by 2 inch and we'll extend it like this. At this point, can you see my hand? At this point, you rule a line here to meet the point. You rule a line here to meet the point, and then you curve it. And before you curve it, because you have to curve it to meet this. So to follow this line, all you need to do is to follow this line. So take it a bit in. So for this point, you just take out 1 inch for this knee point. You take out 1 inch here. You take out 1 inch for the down, and then you connect it. You connect it to meet this point. So for this point, you cannot just rule a straight line. You can just use your hand. You get. You can use your hand to. Let me use this ruler. This side. So you connect it like this to meet here. Also, for this point to this point, connect it like so. So this will be for the back side. This is how it's going to look. So it's going to be slightly wider than the front. Then you mark here. So for this back side, you go up at this crotch side. For the back side, you go up by 1 inch, and then you connect it down to meet this point. So you connect it to meet here. For this point, when I'm cutting, I'll just cut a bit. I'll cut it slanting. So all we need to do is we'll go ahead and cut it out right about now. So we want to go and start joining the piece. This is the front piece, and the wider one is the back piece. first thing we're going to do, we added the allowance we added here is 2 inch. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to join this crotch, the crotch side. We're going to join it with 1/2 inch. You will join it to the up part, and when you get here, you leave 1/2 inch. You will sew 1/2 inch down to this point. Then from this point to here, you leave 1/2 inch. You will do this side, and you will do for the back side the same 1/2 inch. But for the back side, when we're cutting the while cutting the back side, we didn't add allowance for the zip allowance. So what we are going to do is the allowance that we have added, we're going to still make use of it. So you will use 1/2 inch, then we'll use the 1/2 inch for the zip side. So you do 1/2 inch, then you leave 1/2 inch to here. Then we'll come back and do the we'll come back and now we're going to do the dart part. So to do the darts, what you need to do is to get your nipple to your nipple measurement. The nipple to nipple measurement here is 4.5. So I'll just mark 4.5, and then the length of it is from here. The length of it is okay. This is the mid. From here, the length of it is 5 inch. So this is like for the joining. So I will do 5 inch from that point down. So with the full measurement, making it 5.5. Go ahead to rule a straight line, and because it's we're trying to take, we're taking 1/2 inch from the allowance, and for this dart we want to make it 1/2 inch, so that we'll be left with making it 1 inch, so that we're left with 1 inch for the joining at the side. If you understand, I hope you understand. So we'll be taking just little quarter an inch to make it. So you take this, and we're left with the back side. So I will sew this, that then I'll show you what the back side will look like. The dart will be slant. It's slightly slant. So let's just say it's slant. The dart will be slightly slanted. So instead of it being straight like this, right? So it will be slightly slanted. You get, if it's straight, let me arrange it. If it's straight, it's supposed to be like this. So it will be slightly slanted. You do the same thing for the other side too, which is here, slightly slanted. So I've done the dart. As you can see, I've done the same thing for the back. So I've gone ahead to join the dart together. I've done the dart, so I'll pin this midpoint and this midpoint together. I'll just pin it together. Then as you can see, from this point, if I take the waist divided by it, I'll have 1 inch. So like the 1 inch allowance, I'll just take it down. I'll do the same for the sides here, take out the 1 inch, and the next thing we'll be doing is to join here and here together to make it a trouser. So after joining the sides, as you can see, after joining, let me bring it closer. So after joining the sides, you are left with this. If you notice, the back is bigger than the front, and so the distance from here to here is a whole lot, right? You won't just join it here, you will pull this to meet this. You match it. You match it to meet each other. You get to join. Don't worry. You pull it to meet it, and then you would start joining. You start joining with 1/2 inch here, or you can do it 0.75 inch, and then you will join it down here. Okay, so you take it either 0.75 or 1/2 inch. You start sewing it. As you can see, the back is, let me arrange it well. You see that there's a distance, but you're going to see pull it, and you're going to still sew. Right? You can measure it. You can now start taking the measurements after pulling it. You can now start taking the measurements here, like half of your thigh here, half of your hip, you get, and start joining it. You can now start taking that measurement like that to start joining it. And then after joining it, I'll come back and I'll open the back side for like 8 inches down or 9 inches down, and then I'll close it so that I can fix the zip at the back side. The next thing we'll do is to cut the band. So let me go ahead and join this. So I've gone ahead to cut history. It's a band, and this band is 2 and 3/4 inch. So I'll be taking practically like 0.75 inch out, and I'll be left with, let's say, 1.5. But I'm going to take out half and then I want to leave 1.5 as the band. That's what I'm basically going to do. I did it long. It's 42 as the length. I didn't iron anything in it. So I've loosened the parts that I'm going to fix the zip side. I've loosened it. All I need to do is to join it like this. Get join it round like that and I'll bring it up. And the next thing I do is to fix the zip. And then I'll show you what it looks like. So for the end, I want to use hemming gun to I'll use hemming gun to close the end part. Then I'll show you what it looks like on my body. Trying to make a band from the pieces that I have. I'm trying to make a band from the pieces that I have. So yeah, I've cut 30 is 30 inches long, but when you fold it's like 60 32 inches long. When you fold it's like 16 inches. I made it into two places. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to turn this into two and sew down. I'll do the same thing here and sew down. Let me show you.
So apparently my mic
I
was not
have
recording here. So after joining the
this
band, I
length.
went ahead to iron the line behind it. So I joined it into two. So all these things I've been saying here, my mic was not actually recording anything, so there's no sound. And I have to do a voiceover over it. So I measured it to be sure that it's okay, it's correct for what I want to use. And then I went ahead to iron it flat, ironing the joining line to be at the back side because I don't want the joining line to be showing at the side. I want it to be facing behind so that my hair can actually cover my when you're seeing, you'll be seeing the smooth parts, why this other part will be behind. So you just iron it very, very flat because this is a crepe fabric. So what I went ahead to do is, after ironing it, is to fold it into two and then fold both sides into two and then cross it over like you're trying to cross one over, like you're using one to cross the other one. So you fold one into two and fold the other one into two and then you put it inside to cross it over. And then I went ahead to tie it. I couldn't find my 1-inch band. I wanted to put band at the end, but I couldn't find it, so I just went ahead to tie it. So shortly I'll be showing you what it actually looked like. So this is what it looks like when I finish tying it. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Please do not forget to subscribe, like and share. Bye.
Your hand.